Hey, thanks so much for stopping by the Tech Geeks YouTube channel. We're a small group of techies, Paul, myself, Dennis, Gio, Anne and Esther. We are based in Australia, New Zealand and the UK. We buy across all of those different countries, and it gives us some opportunity to bring product into the country that many other people can't get hold of from some of the vendors. So hopefully you'll find the information on our YouTube channel useful. Each month I do try and give an update on where our supply chains are and any new developments for products that we sell and manufacturers we sell. But first, it would be amiss if I did not give a shout out to this month's winner. You are mentioned in the comments below. Please reach out to us for your prize. As you know, each month we give away either $250 of store vouchers in thetechgeeks.com, our website, or $200 of Amazon vouchers if you're based outside of Australia or you don't want to purchase from our store. What's the easy way of entering our competition? Super simple. We just want to interact with you. We love feedback. We love learning. We love creating videos that help people. So join us and follow us on some of our socials, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever works for you. Subscribe and follow us on YouTube. Comment, please. Share our videos around if they're useful. All of that type of interaction gets you in with a chance to win. So the June winner, like I said, is in the comments below. So let's have a look at where I think the supply chain is at. I'm not going to again go through all the vendors because I don't think that that's probably needed to do them one by one. Still see some issues with PoE switches. So some of those guys that are affected the most, Ubiquiti. We now obviously see the USW Lite 8 PoE, which has given us something in that small PoE end. We have some of the USW 16 PoEs. They come in and out quite quickly, and now some of the 24 port ones as well. So we're still struggling on useful low-end switches. And that is probably going to be a problem moving forward still. People keep asking, are we going to see any of the Gen 1s? I think it's very unlikely. What was the main difference? They did 24 and 48 volts. I don't think we're probably going to see any of those, certainly not probably in 2023. It will depend on Ubiquiti do anything in the manufacturing run. We are seeing a bunch of new products. We have seen the Doorbell Pro arrive here in mass numbers now. We've got the Dream Wall arriving. We are seeing the OCD panels in more abundant supply. The G5 Bullet Dome and now the Flex are available here in Australia. One thing on those, they are more of a plastic casing. So some consideration maybe needs to be to how much of direct sunlight and weather conditions they are exposed to, but we won't know over time depending on how well they wear, but they've got great outside or IR nighttime vision on those. So really that's probably the main thing with where I'm seeing is the PoE switch side of things. We're seeing a whole good flood of new access points. So looking back on those switches, if you're looking for smaller switches, then you maybe do need to look across a number of vendors, whether it be TP-Link, Netgear, Ruji. There are masses of 4 and 8 port PoE switches there in abundance and are flowing pretty well. It's probably Ubiquiti, and if Ubiquiti is your thing, then you may need to just buy when they're in stock. We did have a shortage recently of the Ubiquiti Dream Machine Special Editions and also the Dream Machine Pros. Those are starting to come back or very shortly will be in stock, but it's just key to grab those type of things when you can. Access points, like I was saying earlier, across some of the vendors, they do move fairly quickly. Most of the vendors are moving to wireless 6 and the wireless 5 ones are sort of dropping away. So if you're expecting to get some of the wireless 5 ones, then you're probably going to have to wait. We've seen a few of the Ubiquiti ones, like the AC Lite suddenly arrived and disappeared. We might see some AC long range at some point. A few AC mesh are around and then go, but they're only arriving in 10s and 15s at a time, so they go super quickly. What else are we seeing? We're seeing some other new models maybe in the firewall side. Like we said, we've got WatchGuard have introduced the T25 T45 and T85. Fortinet have brought in the 70F. So we are seeing some slight model changes there and upgrades on the way through. The firewall market is fairly stable. It tends to be, if you're looking at those lower end units for all of the main vendors, you're again looking at sort of 10 to 14 day delivery time. Same thing though, stick away from probably the wireless or integrated wireless model and go for a separate one. There are a few vendors that are doing pretty well though on consistently still providing wireless. So SonicWall and WatchGuard are two of the ones that are pretty good. Sophos has a bit of a hit and miss, but not too bad. Fortinet, just stay away from an integrated wireless in that. We are seeing some new models across the firewall vendor market come in due course that probably will have a 5G or 4G SIM type of slot in that, so watch this space. But the general firewall market is still running pretty smoothly. You do have some vendors in that point, sort of like Meraki, that still can hit out on those large number of days. So do just be aware of that. They're still in the 90 or so days for some of the products. But shop around, there are other variants that are available. So that sort of covered wireless and firewalls. The supply chain is pretty solid. It's much better than we've had in previous years. So at this point in the year, I think it's really good. Obviously, we're going to start heading towards Christmas and production slowdown in many instances. So we do want to make sure that if you've got projects on the go, that you start that buying sequence fairly early. What else are we seeing? We're seeing an increase in what we class as mesh products. So access points that talk to each other without being needed to be cabled. We're seeing a lot more increase in wireless point-to-point requirements and joining multiple buildings. This is led by obviously the phenomenal uptake here in Australia of Starlink. I think there's several thousand new customers joining Starlink a week, and this is fueling, especially in our rural communities, the ability to join workshops, pump houses, watering holes for surveillance, crop monitoring, all of those type of things, and being able to extend wireless over kilometers of farms. So we are still in quite a growth in that area. There's some vendors that are doing some great things, as we know. Ubiquiti, Rugi, TP-Link have some stuff with their Faros stuff. So we are seeing a number of vendors sort of maybe in the cheaper end of the market develop products that work there as well, and supply is pretty good in that. So hopefully that's just given you a quick roundup of where I see the market is sitting solid at this moment in time. And I just really want to say thank you again for coming by our YouTube channel. We appreciate you all. Please do subscribe if you haven't, and stay up to date.